Episode 2, why not? Let's just run it back. Let me tell you a story about this camera. And once again, no notes, no bullet points, just a conversation. I have a great friend, one of my best friends, and he is in the photography business. Learning through him, and I work with him at the fire station. So, a wealth of knowledge, heart of a teacher. Been there for me, not just with photography, but on the fire and EMS side as well, obviously, and just a great friend. He was on the media team for the fire department, and I ended up getting on the media team. I came on that team, or still am on the team. I wanted to be an editor. I wanted absolutely nothing to do with the camera. I didn't want to put a camera in my hand. Once again, I came from the world of action cameras, motorcycles and helmets, and dialing that in with, is it 60 frames? Is it 30 frames? Do I go down to 20 frames per second? What am I shooting? What's ISO? I have no idea. He walked me through all that. And talking to him and seeing what he did, what his passion, what his love for photography, and then what I was getting into with my editing and my videos, the videography portion of it more so than the photography. But I started to kind of get that itch, kind of get that bug that that if you're watching this, you probably already have. And so I was talking to him about it, and he was going over his camera, and I didn't want to touch it. Too expensive cameras, lenses, glass, as they call it, right? Try to get all fancy. But the camera he has, he's got a Nikon 850. So I believe, without looking up, I believe the I'm not sure exactly the date. I'll put it up. I think it's 2018 or so. It's somewhere around. I think it's earlier than that, because the story is he took this camera, this exact camera. He took it when he took a trip from the East Coast to the West Coast. He got some vacation. I'm terrible with dates. I'm terrible with time, but I remember it for some reason. It's always stuck in my head that in 2018 in October he took a trip from the East Coast to the West Coast, solo trip, in his Nissan truck and his Frontier. Things battle tested for sure. I remember him dehydrating food and getting everything squared away, building out shelving and out of wood for the truck bed. He had a camper shell, and he made it into a makeshift bed as well. So he had planned his route. He had planned his meals. He meal prepped. He got everything he needed, charged his batteries, and he was gone. And back then, I knew nothing. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I rode my motorcycle. I wasn't into taking pictures. I wasn't into editing. I wasn't into any of this stuff that I am now. Not even a fraction. I took pictures on my phone, like most people, just for memory's sake of my dog. And, I'm grateful for that, because the dog I mentioned, Macy, she had since passed away. And without photography, you have the memories and stuff, but you don't have the proof, because a memory can fade over time. So he takes his trip and he comes back, and the picture right there is one of the pictures that he took, not necessarily on the trip. That's on Virginia Beach, but around about the same time frame. And clearly I need to do some decorating in here. I've been in need of that for a while. I took everything down and never put things back up, but I digress as usual. But he takes his trip. He gets it out of his system, what he wanted to do, what was the reason why he took the trip, and going through some stuff. He comes back and he shows me these pictures that he took, and it's awesome. It's just awesome. I don't travel much. I've traveled. I just don't travel much. It's not really a thing that I care for. I'm a homebody for the most part. I enjoy being home. I enjoy being with my wife and dog. And this is the camera that he took all those pictures that he took. This is the camera, that he took family portraits of my wife and my previous dog. And this camera sentimentally means a lot to me. And the reason I have this, the reason why I have some accessories, some features, extra batteries and stuff are because of him. And because he saw that I was getting into it, I was getting more involved with the motovlogs and videos and editing and taking pictures on my phone. And he was showing me how he was editing videos and, you know, the magic behind it in post and really like adding more life into a picture or making it more simple and turning it into black and white. And it really kind of just, I mean, it resonated with me, and it was something as a new direction that I wanted to take it. And without even, I don't know, much conversation, he gave it to me. He didn't just give me the camera. He gave me a drone. It was the first drone I've ever flown before. Scared to death of flying that thing. It was a DJI Mavic, so it was the original. Maybe that's the 2018 I'm thinking of. But the picture behind me, let's see which way. This way. Nailed it. The picture behind me is Virginia Beach, and it's the drone shot. And he filmed a short video. He was on YouTube for very little bit, and it was more so about, for him, is about creating. And it wasn't about, he taught me a lot. He taught me an awful lot. He taught me a lot about YouTube without actually talking about YouTube. I was on Instagram. I still am technically, but I haven't posted anything since October 15th. That date's in my head. Certain dates, I guess. I'm terrible with time, but certain dates are in my head. And I just got away from Instagram. Just, I don't know, a lot of stuff's just toxic. And there's something about, that gesture that he did. I mean, from the drone to the camera to, like I said, accessories and everything. And then come to work and be like, hey man, I forgot to give you these ND filters for the drone. And, I'm trying to find ways to pay him back. And, it's just that friendship conversation. So I've done a lot of replacing from one action camera to another to drones. And I've since gave him the drone back, and he said he wasn't an Indian giver. And I said, I know you're not. You gifted it to me, and I'm gifting you a drone back. You gifted me a drone, and I'm gifting you a drone back. So I don't even think I said back. So he laughed, and then we flew our drones in the back of the station, the fire station, which is pretty funny. And I'm having to check to see where he is in elevation to make sure we don't have two needles in a haystack crashing into each other, of course, right? But I don't know. The one thing that I haven't replaced and I won't replace anytime soon is this camera. And for what it means to me, the concept behind it, the idea behind it. And it's the one thing that I really want to learn here. And it's the one thing that I think that you can buy a more expensive drone. You can upgrade your audio. But unless you understand what that does as far as getting the most out of it, there's a joke that I've seen online, and someone will take a picture and they'll mess with the exposure triangle, right? Adjust the ISO or ISO, it triggers some people. You adjust the aperture, the shutter speed, depending on your composition, what you're looking for. And then somebody says, hey, your camera takes good pictures. And it's a good joke. But none could be more true than when he took control of his old drone that he has, again, in his possession. He hooks up his cell phone to the controller, and he goes into settings that I've never seen before. And here I am with my more expensive drone, my drone that's 7 years newer, that I'm flying around with just a controller, could field a phone call in one hand and the controller in the other. and he's, getting this somewhat the same shots that I'm getting. Of course, technology has changed, so the resolution, the sensor size, I should say, is better, but bigger and can take, obviously through technology can take some better images quality wise, but realistically, I had a lot more room to grow on that drone, on that camera that's 7 years old. And this camera is the same way. Sure, I could, go out and buy a newer camera, a better camera, but that doesn't teach me the fundamentals. So that's what this channel is about. This channel is about me, I guess, kind of finding my way through photography and learning the ropes. And we'll see where it goes, I guess. But as far as this camera means an awful lot to me. And I can't thank him enough. I thank him to this day. I've tried finding ways to pay him back. I got a new monitor, so I gave him a monitor, to try to, because he won't take money. I mean, he's a friend, right? He's a great friend. So he told me that for me to pay him back, he wants me to take a picture with that camera and take that photo and frame it and give it to him. So that's a lot of pressure because, like I said, he's a photographer. He's a professional photographer. But I do plan on doing that. And that's one of the pictures that I will definitely take you along for the ride. So because I filmed this immediately after I stopped the record button on the previous video, I do not have an outro. So I'll just say goodbye.